Everyone agrees we need to get New York's high property taxes under control. But a property tax cap is not the solution, because it will permanently disadvantage smaller, poorer, or rural school districts. Let's see why this is true. The gap between the wealthiest and poorest school districts is greater in New York State than in any other state in the nation. Some New York school children receive a $15,000 a year education, while other kids receive an education valued at nearly $29,000 a year. Yes, the gap is that big. That's why fairness is such an important issue. The difference is between wealthy school districts and poor school districts. In a comparison of the two districts, the wealthy District A probably already offers multiple foreign languages, including many in elementary schools. The high school in wealthy District A offers a diversified program, a significant number of electives and advanced placement college credit courses. And wealthy District A offers a full array of art, music, and sports programs. The poor school District B probably doesn't offer languages in elementary school at all, and only one or two in high school. Advanced placement courses, if available at all, will be few, and electives, art, music, and intramural sports minimal at best. Furthermore, many students have to compete to use school computers because they're not likely to have a laptop with high-speed internet access waiting for them at home. In fact, there may not even be enough textbooks in some classrooms for every child to have one for homework. Now, if we had a school property tax cap, here is what would happen. Let's compare two different school districts. Each has an annual budget of $20 million. By comparison, School District A is very wealthy. It has lots of commercial businesses and industries in its tax base, and the homes in the school district are well above average in cost and value. And to afford these homes, people in this district have significant incomes. Meanwhile, School District B is at the other end of the spectrum. It has virtually no commercial or industrial property, and its housing stock includes considerably less desirable housing. They have modest market value and are inexpensive to purchase. Also, their income is low, so people in these districts struggle. Because there is so little wealth there, 80% of their school budget comes from state aid, with 20% coming from the local property tax. In District A, the reverse is true. Because of their wealth, their local taxes pay for 80% of their school budget. That means the local taxpayers pay $16 million, while in the poorer school district, that amount is $4 million. Moreover, the $4 million of local tax money raised by the residents of the poor school district requires a local tax rate that is 25% higher than that of the wealthy school district. Simply, poor school districts have less income and property value to support their schools, so their tax rates tend to be higher. So how would a tax cap affect each of these districts? Let's assume that the governor and legislature in New York were to pass a law limiting any school tax increase to no more than 2% per year. Our wealthy school districts would be allowed to raise $320,000 to sustain their significant school program. That is, 2% of $16 million is $320,000. The poorer school district would only be allowed to raise $80,000 to support its basic programs. That's 2% of $4 million. Two identically sized school districts, yet under the cap. One district can raise $320,000 to support their extensive programs, while the other can only raise $80,000 to support a basic student program. Low-wealth school districts will be hurt more by a tax cap than wealthy school districts. Low-wealth districts have fewer non-required programs to cut, as mandated fixed costs eat deep into their budgets. Put a tax cap in place, and the poorer district can never catch up. Every year, it will fall further and further behind. They'll never be able to offer the same level of programs. So every year, children in poorer, smaller, and rural districts will become less able to compete with the kids from the wealthy communities. New York is one of the few states whose constitution guarantees every child an education, but it's just not fair. Just not right when some kids get a $15,000 a year education, while others have nearly $29,000 a year invested in their education. Everyone agrees we need to get New York's high property taxes under control. But a property tax cap is not the solution because it will permanently disadvantage smaller, poorer, or rural school districts. Don't let the politicians attack the symptoms of our problems instead of the problems themselves. Let's face it, state politicians need to address the real financial problems of school districts. There is no doubt that property taxes are killing us, yet every school district, not just wealthy districts, must produce students who can compete in the new global economy. The health of our state depends on it. Our suggestions? First, ensure the fair and equitable distribution of state aid to school districts based on income and property wealth to determine the ability of residents to support their schools. The political habit of sending more state aid to wealthy school districts only squanders valuable state money and withholds support for poorer districts. There is only so much state aid to spread around, and the distribution of that aid must be based on need. Second, politicians must pass laws that eliminate or reduce high-cost mandates for school districts. The mandate relief chosen must not be just time savers. Real mandate cost savings must be easily verifiable, as they provide genuine and acceptable ways to significantly reduce and streamline school district costs. Third, current legal barriers have resulted in a reduction of local flexibility and staggering school district operating costs. Politicians must address the reasons for the inflexible expenses school districts face that cause their budgets to escalate. Local school officials on their own cannot contain them. All of these suggestions require politicians to make real and meaningful changes to the state aid formula and reductions to the punishing operating costs of school districts, particularly for those with taxpayers less able to pay school taxes. In New York, a tax cap won't solve our tax problems. It will only make unfair forever.